Welcome to our second to last Sports Jam for the winter season. I'm Jay Wilcox.
I'm John Jacobson. Today on the show, highlights from state girls basketball and adapted floor hockey, and we'll catch up with the former Hopkins star who is in the final stretch of a remarkable season for the Gopher women's hockey team.
And we'll get started with boys basketball section finals. District rivals Osseo and Park Center split 2 regular season meetings this season. The third matchup would prove to be the best of the 3 games with the most at stake. The Orioles and Pirates ready for action in front of a big crowd at Rogers. Quinton Hooker drives all the way for the layup in a 5-4 lead. Hooker has a big game for the Pirates. Joshua Matthews knocks down the jumper from the left side. That gives Park Center a 10-6 lead early. Osceo's Malik Wilson blocks this shot, and it leads to a fast break layup for Wheeler Baker as Osseo takes a 14-12 lead, 19 for Baker on the night. Bridge Tussler hits a tough runner on the baseline on the way to a 21-point game. Osseo takes a 29-25 lead into the halftime break. Things really heat up in the second half. Like in the semis, Devin Buckley takes off after halftime for PC. The lob into Ian Tyson for the reverse layup puts Osseo back in front, 38-36. Baker steals the Pirates' pass, and he's gone for a breakaway jam. Osseo builds its lead to 5 at 47-42. Back comes Park Center, though. Isaiah McKay's 3 puts them back in the lead at 52-49. One of 2 big threes from McKay. Tussler attacks at the other end and gets to the bucket as he takes over at times for Osseo. After spraining his ankle, Hooker regroups and hits this clutch jumper, and it's 59-57 Pirates. It stays tight. Buckley hits a jumper in the lane, and it's 61-58 Pirates. Buckley scores 15. Hooker finds Devin Payne. His only hoop is a huge one. Park Center goes in front 65-58. Osseo can never catch up as Park Center celebrates its first section title since 1997, and we'll hear from the Pirates later in the show. Park Center received the number 2 seed in the tournament behind Apple Valley. The Pirates meet Lakeville North in the Class 4A quarterfinals at 2 p.m. Wednesday at the Target Center. And John, what a basketball game. This one really lived up to its billing. There were times when it looked like Osseo was maybe in command a little bit in the early part of the second half. Park Center battled back, and a lot of clutch plays on both ends, but the Pirates really pulling it out at the end there.
We never seem to be disappointed in the basketball we see up at Rogers in the semifinals and finals, and too bad for Osseo and really even Cooper in the semifinals that they can't find a way into the state tournament. Such a tough section, Section 5 this year, and good luck to Park Center as they try to advance starting Wednesday. Well, in Class A, Maranatha Christian Academy of Brooklyn Park has had a lot of success in recent years. It's a new thing for Plymouth West Lutheran to be competing for a section title. The 2 MCAA schools met in the Section 4A championship game. Isaiah Hansen nails a 3-pointer for Maranatha late in the opening half. At the other end, West Lutheran's Morgan Barth answers with a 15-footer. The Mustangs lead 24-14 at the break, but the Warriors start the second half on a 9-2 run. Caleb Scorfed hits the baby hook, turning the MCA lead to 26-23. Jeff Wall's team responds. Jake Mine with a nice pass to Josh Goldschmidt on the cut. Then Grantham Gallard pulls up for the short jumper to make it 39-31 Mustangs. West Lutheran won't go away. Dustin Barth strokes a 3 and cuts the lead to 39-37. But Hansen is clutch for Maranatha. He hits the 3-pointer with a hand in his face. He scores 22 points, and the Mustangs win the Section 4A title. 61-51 is the final.
It's just a really sweet feeling because we had to work to get here, and now we're here, and it's a really satisfying feeling. They're a strong team, and we knew they were going to come on and fight, but again, a little closer than we expected, but they're a good team, and hats off to them.
Maranatha faces Mountain Lake in the first game of the Class A tournament Thursday morning at 11 at Williams Arena. The Wolverines are making their 14th state tournament appearance, but first since 1952. The Breck boys basketball team reached a section final for the first time since their lone state tournament appearance back in 2006. Mustangs beating Minnehaha Academy in the 4AA title game. Jesse Johnson knocks down a 3-pointer as the Redhawks build a quick 9-0 lead. Mohamed Lawal drives for the basket and the fall. Really nice game for Breck. He has 19 points. Redhawks with a sweet fast break here, and Jaleel Davis finishes. Then it's Kahari Carter with a nice spin move to the goal for 2 more. Minnehaha leads 34-23 at the half. Breck goes on a run early in the second half. The Wall creates separation, gets the roll, and cuts the lead to 36-32. Tillen Hollis with a nice fake and basket for the Mustangs here. But Carter does it all for the Redhawks. The block triggers the break, and Marcellus Hazard will finish. Minnehaha advances to state with an 83-62 win.
The Hopkins boys basketball team was back in a familiar spot playing for a section championship. But unlike in most recent seasons, the Royals weren't the favorite as they met Edina for the 6th 4A title. Jacob Wright with a quick catch-and-shoot three-pointer for Hopkins that cuts into an early Edina lead. Graham Woodward answers from long range for Edina. This is the start of a big night for him. Amir Coffey drives and hits a tough shot here for the Royals, but Edina leads at 32-31 at halftime. Second half, and Philip Stribling passes to Stefan Sharp. He slashes to the hoop for two here for Hopkins. And Sharp tracks down a long pass and scores. He leads the Royals with 19. Woodward zips down the floor, and he'll go to the bucket all the way here for two for the Hornets on this one. And it's Reggie Lynch's turn as he'll get the basket and foul on this inside move for the Hornets. The Royals are down two with less than a minute to play, but Stribling scores underneath to tie it up at 53-53. But Woodward hits two free throws with less than 30 seconds to play, and then for good measure steals the inbound pass to clinch the victory. Edina beats Hopkins for the third time this season and goes to state for the first time since 1991. The Hornets win at 55-53.
The Robbinsdale Hopkins Mound West Tonka Robins came into the state adapted floor hockey tournament as the heavy favorite to win a third straight title in the PI division. The Robins facing Dakota United for the championship. First period, a loose puck in front is knocked in by the Robins. Tyler Sarf gets credit, and it's 1-0. Second period, a nice setup by Dakota, but Charlie Whitmer makes the save. Joe Dubasar scores on the wrist shot for the Robins, and that goal makes it 3-0. Third period, Whitmer with a nice glove save on the shot by Grayson Nicolay. He has a big game in net for the Robins. And later on a Robins power play, Sarf gets his third goal of the game for a 5-0 lead. Whitmer makes 29 saves and gets the shutout, and the Robins win the state title again.
I expected a lot of pressure and a lot of shots, but I didn't come into the game thinking it was going to be a shutout. I expected it to be close, but I guess defense overcame.
He's been pretty good for them over the years, Jay. It's his last floor hockey game now as a senior.
Yeah, really counted on goaltending in that one. It wasn't, it's maybe as lopsided as what that score might look like. He made some big saves, it sounds like, to really key them to that victory. And congratulations to the Robins. They seem unbeatable,
That's
whether
right.
it's soccer, floor hockey, or softball, which they'll get started on before long here. Next up on Sports Jam, a recap of the state girls basketball tournament. Stay with us. Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to turn our attention to girls state tournament basketball.
And we'll start with Class 4A. After quarterfinal round wins, Hopkins and Osseo were matched up in the state Class 4A semifinals at the Target Center. Nia Coffey drives and then spots a wide-open Aaron O'Toole for an easy two, giving the Royals an early 12-4 lead. The Orioles chip away at that lead. Janae Morton to Phyllis Webb for the layup, and Osseo is within a bucket. Ari Jones drains a three for Osseo, giving the Orioles a 21-20 lead, but it turns out to be their only lead of the game. O'Toole gets a putback of her own miss late in the first half. She nets 16 points for the game, and Hopkins is up 6 at the half. The second half is almost all Hopkins. Michaela Shackelford knocks down a three-pointer to give the Royals a 12-point lead. Taylor Anderson passes to Coffey, who pops in 2 of her 20 points. Hopkins outscores Osseo 42-25 in the second half on their way to a 73-50 win.
That put the Royals into the championship game against a team they edged in a close game early in the season. Hopkins matching up with Bloomington Kennedy, a team they beat in the 2006 championship. It's a scrappy one. Aaron O'Toole rebounds the missed free throw, has her shot blocked. Nia Coffey's blocked also, but it ends up with O'Toole for the layup and a 12-7 Royals lead. Kennedy plays a strong first half, though. Jasmine Martin pops a long three as the Eagles surge into the lead. They go up by as much as 5. Coffey calmly buries a three-pointer late in the half to give Hopkins a slim 28-26 lead at halftime. But like in the Osseo game, the Royals take control to start the second half. Taylor Anderson with the steal, and she speeds back up court before finding Shackelford for the layup here for Hopkins. That's a favorite inbounds play. Anderson to O'Toole, and then back to Anderson for a quick three, and it's 36-26 Hopkins. Coffey ends her career in style. She makes an acrobatic steal, then gets her momentum going and is hard to stop. Coffey's layup is part of a 23-1 run spanning the end of the first half and start of the second. The Royals win big 68-45 for their third straight championship.
After their semifinal loss, Osseo meets Eastview for third place. Belinda Barfneck to Phyllis Webb for 2 inside. The Lightning get something to cheer about as they swing the ball to the corner for a 3 from Carrie Opatz. Eastview leads this third place game 9-6. Janae Morton threads the needle on the inbounds pass to Io Port for the hoop. Port scores 10 for the Orioles. Morton drives from the top of the key and finishes strong for 2 of her 14 points. The Orioles lead 20-17 at halftime. Second half now, and Madison Dubert pops out behind the screen for a 3 from the top of the key, and Eastview grabs the lead. She can drive the ball too. This layup part of a 22-point game for her, and Eastview is up in front. Webb sees an opportunity, knocks the ball away here, and she'll chase it down for a layup for the Orioles. She leads Osseo with 19 points, but the third place trophy goes to Eastview. They pull away for a 58-43 win over Osseo.
In Class 2A, defending champion Providence Academy pulled out a low-scoring 33-22 win over Pine Island in the quarterfinals. That put them into the semifinals against Braham and All-State guard Rebecca Dahlman. Danny Braun gets the steal here for the Bombers and takes it the distance for the hoop. Braham leads at 13-6. Taylor Finley helps the Lions rally. She makes 2 3-pointers in the game for the Lions. That's a great drive by Leah Zabla for Providence. She scores and draws a foul here. Zabla makes the Class 2A All-Tournament team. Braham leads it, though, by 2 at the half. Second half, and a lot of the scoring comes from the free throw line. Dahlman makes 13 of 19 in the game to keep Braham ahead. And she gets a steal here and takes it in for 2 plus a foul. Braham wins 49-39. The Bombers lost by a point in the 2A title game to New Richland, and Carly Wagner's 50 points for the Panthers. In the third place game, the Lions send retiring coach Ray Finley out with the win. Providence defeats Minneapolis Washburn 51-33. Natalie Ratliff led the Lions in scoring with 17 points.
In Class A, Brooklyn Park's Maranatha Christian Academy came into the tournament as the 2-time defending champion. Mustangs facing Ada Borup in the quarterfinals. Monica Vegas drives and scores, and Ada Borup takes the early lead. Lexi Lee kicks it out to Madison Lee. She cans a 3-pointer for the Mustangs. Then China Stoll gets the steal and finds Lexi Lee for the drive and the hoop. Final seconds of the first half. Hannah Poehler hits the jumper. Ada Borup is up 37-27 at halftime. Second half, the Mustangs spread the floor. Nice fast break. Elena Jarnot finishes here. Vegas drives hard, gets the basket and the foul for the Cougars. And then Shina Stevenson strokes the 3 for a 59-45 Cougars lead. Maranatha never really cuts into the lead. Ada Borup eliminates the Mustangs in the first round 70-53.
It's tough when you lose that first one. It feels like the tournament just kind of went by in a blink. They don't have consolation anymore for those quarterfinal losers.
Hopkins is able to repeat, but still great seasons for Osseo, Providence, and Maranatha. And congratulations to all those teams for reaching state. Well, stay with us. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll hear from a former Hopkins High School star who's playing well for the record-setting Gopher women's hockey team. The University of Minnesota women's hockey team is looking to complete a remarkable undefeated season this weekend at the Women's Frozen Four in Minneapolis. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a Hopkins High School graduate who has made a big comeback in the final act of her career. Becky Kortum is saving the best for last. The collegiate senior is playing a key role for the 39-0 Gophers. Becky is Minnesota's 5th leading scorer this season with 14 goals and 17 assists. After netting 14 goals as a sophomore, illness and injury limited Kortum to just 5 points in her trying junior season.
Last year was a big struggle for me, I had mono, and then I'm back, and then I break my collarbone right before our team's about to win a national championship. So, those struggles were hard at the time, but I think they make me a stronger person, and they made me a stronger player, I think, too, because now I go to the rink every day and I cherish every moment, the way that I should, and I never did before.
It's been great. There's nothing worse than being injured and not feeling a part of it. But Becky came back stronger, and she's been just rock solid for us, both points-wise, but leadership-wise as well. I think she's a very calming influence. She's been through a lot in her 4 years, and she's seen us be very successful and knows what it takes to win a national championship. And I think as a senior now, she's been able to just relay those messages to our underclassmen and what it takes and how hard you have to work.
The defending national champion Gophers not only have been ranked first all season, they carry that remarkable undefeated and untied record into this weekend's national semifinals. The streak has taken on a life of its own for Becky and her teammates.
The media has been outrageous this year. Girls hockey doesn't get that much coverage a lot of the times, and we've had a ton of coverage this year, and so there's a lot of pressure, but us as a team and the coaches have done a really good job managing it. It's hard when people say, wow, you're having such an amazing season. Like, what do you say, Yeah, we are, but at the same time, we're not there yet, and that's honestly the mentality we have.
An injury-free season notwithstanding, Becky sees the improvement in her own game from earlier in her career.
I might have always had the skill and potential, but I just was never confident enough, to just do it myself. And I think that I've become a more confident player so that when I get the puck, I can take advantage and take those opportunities and make things happen.
She brought those skills to the Gophers following a great prep career at Hopkins. Becky was Miss Hockey in 2009 and led the Royals all the way to the state Class AA final as a senior. Those days playing under head coach Vin Paolucci and the friendships made at Hopkins are still a big part of Becky's life today.
And another goal for Kortum and another assist for Westerham.
I can't say enough nice words about Coach P. He's literally like my second father. He comes to all my games here, even though fun fact, he's never seen me score a goal in Ritter. And then the girls that I graduated with, that we took our team to state, they remain some of my best friends and my sisters to this day. So, that was such a great experience. It made me love hockey. It made me want to be a better player.
With the athlete part of her student-athlete career set to end this weekend, Becky seems well prepared for the next phase of her life.
School's going really well. I'm a physiology major, and I plan to graduate after this semester in May. And then I took the MCAT last summer, and so I plan to apply to medical school in June.
But first, the future Dr. Kortum has her sights set clearly on bringing home another national hockey title for the Gophers, capping a memorable 4-year experience at Minnesota.
I am beyond blessed to have these experiences that I've had the past 4 years. I thank the coaches all the time, and they'll never know how much I appreciate it. But it's been unbelievable. It's the best program in the entire country, and I was fortunate enough to be a player on the team.
Kortum and the Gophers face off against Boston College in the national semifinals Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock. When we come back, Jay talks hoops with the state tournament bound Park Center Pirates.
Welcome back to Sports Gem. As you saw earlier in the show, the Park Center boys basketball team will play in the state tournament for the 3rd time in school history after a thriller over Osseo 73-71. And a couple of the players that helped to make it happen with us right now, and Quentin Hooker and Isaiah McKay. And Isaiah, it was certainly a physical game. It was a back and forth. You guys got banged up a little bit, but how much fun was it to be a part of this?
It was really fun. I feel as though we played this together as a team. We came out and fought even harder, even in the second half.
I know they were ahead by 4 points at halftime, but did you guys talk about, you were still right there, still needed to do the same things and kind of stick to the plan coming down the stretch?
Yeah, we still need to stick to the plan. We still need to get back on D, and I'll hustle too.
You had a couple of really clutch threes. When you're out there, do you think at all about the time in the game and everything, or do you just kind of step up and take your normal shot?
I just step up with confidence and know that it's going in, and I trust my teammates to find me to give me the ball.
Osio's kind of been king of the hill for quite a while. Is it nice to kind of take them out too and win such a good game like that?
Yeah, it is, and they're a really good team too. No disrespect to any of them, but it really was a fun game.
State tournament now. You guys have played some of the better teams in the state. What do you think of your chances? I mean, is this now not just a section champion, but a possible state champion as well?
Yeah, I think we do have the team to do it. I think we really, I think we really can do it.
All right, Isaiah, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the section championship.
Thank you.
And Quentin Hooker, another guy who got banged up in that section final. How's the ankle? Will it be ready to go for state?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just part of the game. Adrenaline probably kicked in. Tomorrow might hurt a little bit, but that's what ice is for.
You guys have been building for this for a couple of seasons, but does it feel as good as you thought it would when you were thinking back maybe 10th, 11th grade, what it might be like to be on this court and playing for a championship?
It was even better. The crowd is crazy. The floor was shaking every play. Every possession counted. This is what we've been working for to get to state, and it just feels great to finally get there.
We were talking right at the end of the game that, to be perfectly honest, the regular season games with Osseo weren't that spectacularly played. I mean, there were one team kind of controlled the first one team controlled the second, but this one was had to be even more fun to play in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was back and forth the entire time. It came down to the last minutes of the game, free throws, turnovers, and stuff like that. So having a game like this to end the section finals was great for us, great for the fans, and it was a lot of fun.
Everybody's going to remember this season as a great one, I think, no matter what happens at state. But you guys, I think, come in with an opportunity to do some damage there, don't you?
Yeah, it's definitely not over. Winning this feels great, but tomorrow you come back and practice, work even harder, and you have to stay focused throughout this entire week.
Quentin, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on a great season, and have fun in that state tournament.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Quentin Hooker along with Isaiah McKay, two of the Park Center guys that helped to get it done. They win the section championship here for the first time since 1997. We'll be back to put the finishing touches on Sports Jam in just a moment, and here's a look at the state tournament setup for the Pirates.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and Livestream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
Our game of the week is Park Center's state quarterfinal game against Lakeville North. The game is Wednesday at 2 o'clock. You can see it Thursday morning at 9, Thursday night at 11 o'clock, and also Sunday evening at 8:30 here on Channel 12. That'll do it for this week's show. Next week, it's our final show of the winter season.
We'll recap Park Center and Maranatha's trips to state and boys basketball, plus name our all-area teams in basketball and hockey.